Good evening, Cryptid World. Welcome to Dixon Cryptid show number, what is it, 3 now, I guess, already. And, we got a great guest tonight lined up. And Jeff, how you doing? We'll just check in with everybody first. How you doing, Jeff?
Well, trying to figure out how I got this knot on my head. It could have been from a number of things I was doing today.
Okay. That's okay. Doesn't hurt, does it?
Just looks bad.
Okay. Look here in the house already. Barry Browning, Michelle Powell, awesome. Prospecting USA, we all knew who that is.
Wendell.
No clue.
Wendell.
And that's Wendell.
How about Ted? Ted getting ready to get an exciting life started here soon. Going over the road trucking. How you, Ted?
I've been working on a truck all afternoon.
All afternoon?
All afternoon. Getting ready to hit the road. Heading to Virginia tomorrow, then God knows where.
Awesome deal. Well, that's what you signed up for, so enjoy it while you can.
Going out at 6:30 tomorrow, and God knows when I'll be back.
Yep. So anyway, tonight, and Jeff, you had elaborated, I talked to you earlier, that we try to lean towards also getting local information and stories into the stream here. And I believe you said you spoke with some people. I don't know how much of that you want to elaborate into.
Well, I can go over it briefly, but there's been a few people I've talked to over the weekend that have brought up some more encounters that, especially in the Cecil area and Joppa.
Good.
Jerry knows Joppa.
Yeah.
And
both.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more going on around here. And the Cecil activity seems to be pretty recent and on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, you and I just recently joined the Cecil County group on Facebook. We're going to get with those people and see if they want to come on sometime in the near future and go over some things. How about you, Ted? I know you've been really busy gearing up for this big trucking venture and stuff. Anything much going on up in the Lancaster County area?
Not really that I've heard of. Again, I haven't been really checking or anything. I've been too busy.
Right, sure.
Getting stuff ready for tomorrow.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get their what's his name? I believe Jeff Runner to come on sometime here in the near future. Tim Renner. I'm sorry, yeah. And do the Alba Twitch show. That would be. I'm itching for that one. I want to learn on that.
I will switch.
Yep.
I will switch.
Okay. With that said, for our third show, we've got one hell of a guest lined up tonight, and I'm very happy that she was able to say yes and come on tonight. And I'm sure she's got plenty to tell us. She's been on several shows before, but anyway, I'm just going to get right to the introduction here for her. And it's a little bit about our guest tonight. She is the founder of the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, which is the largest research organization in the state of Pennsylvania with over 19,000 members. 19,000, that's big. And it's also author of What I've Learned About Bigfoot, 50 Years in Counting, her book about her life and adventures as the Bigfoot researcher, along with numerous magazine articles. She has appeared on and has been interviewed by newspapers in Pennsylvania and the Chicago Tribune even, podcasts, documentaries, such as Small Town Monsters, Finding Bigfoot, TV news, and a movie. I'm not sure what that movie is. I'm sure she'll elaborate for that. I apologize. I'm not always up to snuff on stuff. But, and here, Dixon Cryptids is honored to have her come on live with us and learn more about her journey through the years searching for the elusive beast known as Bigfoot. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mary Fabian. I'm sure many know her. I apologize, your movie. I'm sorry.
The movie is it's called Bigfoot, the movie, the sequel. It's a comedy horror based out of local right here, Western Pennsylvania. I appear way, 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 way back in the crowd. So,
way back. But the point is, you're on the
I've
movie.
seen that.
You're in the
I'm
movie.
in there.
I'll have to
I'm pretty
check
sure
that
I've
out.
seen that movie.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the first one first. Bigfoot the movie. It's free on YouTube.
Hey, boys, I got to step. Oh, sorry, boys and lady. I got to step out for a minute.
All
Okay,
right.
bud. But learn my lessons about the mute button just in case. But anyway,
Yeah, I know. I
guess-
forgot last time. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I guess the most common question here at this point of the show is, and we're going to run a scroller to that book that Mary Fabian has written, and available on Amazon. And all of that'll be scrolling down on the bottom of the screen here shortly. And I guess the main thing is, what and when did Mary Fabian, what got her started in this crazy quest for finding Bigfoot?
Oh,
No
my
pun
goodness. It was just a bunch of different circumstances that build until, a couple, well, really a few sightings and experiences and encounters, throughout my life up until I was, through my working career. And as soon as I retired, I knew that, okay, now I'm going to have the time, the energy, not the money, but I had the time and the energy as soon as I retired back in 2014 to really jump into this and dig and learn more about them and, at least meet other people, because up until then, I was just, searching on my own, learning on my own because at that point in time, there was a Bigfoot hanging around my house, harassing us at the house, doing all kinds of, hey, Pat, how you doing?
Hey, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
And, up until then, it was just me, myself, and I. And then, in 2014, well, a little bit before 2014, I got on Facebook and learned that there actually were other people out there, who knew about Bigfoot and what was going on. And I dug around until I found.
Hey, Barry.
Hey. And I dug around until I found some people, like-minded people, who actually talk common sense about Bigfoot, because there were too many other people out there just, saying things that, okay, I thought, no, this just doesn't jive with what I'm experiencing. And I found the Bigfoot Outlaws. I found Kimbo and Bear and Matt and the rest of the guys, and bounced ideas off of them, and learned from them. They were able to confirm what I was learning, and it just went from there.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, my first sighting whenever I was 11 years old, and whenever I lived on a farm in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania.
So everything has pretty much occurred in Pennsylvania for you then, outside of your research outside the state, or?
Yes. Yeah. It was, all in Western Pennsylvania, 3 sightings there and heck of a lot of experiences. And, I've gone over into Ohio because I live close to the Ohio line. And so I go over there fairly often, and had a sighting over there, and quite a few experiences, some fun times. Had my truck shaken a couple times. You're out there camping and sleeping, and something wakes you up.
I've camped out in the RV out in western Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County area, and so far, unless I was sound asleep, I don't remember anything shaking the truck or the RV. I wasn't too far from woodlands either. There, it was pretty wooded. So, but maybe I got lucky and didn't have any. Maybe I wasn't lucky enough to get shook. I don't know. Maybe I should put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, we got an active chat here. It's great to see a lot of people in here.
Good.
People, yeah, it's awesome.
I know that Salt Fork out there in Ohio is really active.
Yeah.
I know that y'all go out there every year, and I've always heard stuff out there.
Oh yeah, that's where where my truck was shaken while I was sleeping.
Oh, okay.
And
that's on my bucket list to get there for that.
Oh, you have to get it.
I'd like to go check that out.
Yeah.
Well, why don't
a lot of stuff in Salt?
Let's go, Jeff. Sounds like a plan.
Hey, whenever you're ready to go for a road trip, Jerry.
Yeah, you guys come on out.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Not so perfect Bigfoot show.
Hey, Miss Vicky.
I'm going to be a professional road tripper, so
good.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, Ted's gonna Bigfoot from the rig. That's
yeah, get a dash cam.
Oh, I already have one. Everybody says, "Oh, you're going to be looking for Bigfoot, and you're probably going to see a lot of it." I'm more scared of what humans are going to be doing than Bigfoot.
Yeah.
With these truck stops and stuff. Oh
my God. That's why I carry. Whenever people ask me if I carry for Bigfoot.
I can't.
Yeah,
that's my thing is I can't in a commercial vehicle.
No, and I tell them no. I carry for the hairless.
You're not supposed to carry in a commercial vehicle.
Don't give it away, Jeff. Yeah, the Anniston, Alabama Bigfoot Conference, Wendell just brought that up. I'd love to come down. I just can't get away, but
it's too hot down there.
Well,
yeah.
I don't do the hot.
I'm getting down there one of these days.
Yeah.
If the hotel, I'll be okay.
Oh, I'm sure this hotel's not far from there. I'm sure.
Then again, if I get a load going down there, I can just sleep in the truck.
There you go. So what? I guess any interaction would be kind of creepy. I mean, what little bit I've had here has been enough to raise every hair on my arm and make me bat an eyebrow. What if? But what was your most harrowing? I guess we're early in a conversation here, but I got to know what your most memorable, most hairiest situation was.
Yeah, I've never asked her that.
That's why I'm here, Jeff. I'm just kidding.
I've had quite a few that were right there on the edge, fairly equal, and I don't know let's see. Probably the one time we were researching in McCain County, Pennsylvania, up in the Bradford area. We were visiting with another researcher up there, and now this is in northern Pennsylvania, right along the New York state line. And a friend who's a researcher, he took us to one of his areas, and it's right along railroad tracks. And there was a bare area that we could pull over next to the tracks. And so we pulled over in there. Everybody piled out of their vehicles and went hiking. So there was just myself and another lady who stuck around right there. We served as base camp. The other lady, she was very disabled. She couldn't walk at all. So I stuck around, of course, to stay with her. And but the thing is, right across from us, there was a hill bank and a trail where a deer kill had been found that had all the signs that it was a Bigfoot kill. And, while everyone else was out hiking around, I'm sitting there and I could hear movement on that hillside, just something moving around, going back and forth. And he was just being way too obvious that he was trying to get me to go away. And unfortunately, I couldn't. I had to stay there, and he would just have to deal with it. And, he was just moving around back and forth, breaking brush and stepping on tree limbs and everything, just making all kinds of noise over there. And, and I'm getting a little nervous because I figured, okay, here I am basically by myself. And I knew that something was going to come down around on the other side and crawl up along the creek behind me. And here I am standing next to my pickup truck. And I knew, something's going to come up underneath my truck. And so I called on the walkie-talkies to the rest of the team. And I said, I need another pair of eyes here because I have to keep an eye out, behind me too. And, so this other lady came in. And so, she stood there and she was watching up along the hill bank where the movement was. And, and I'm trying to keep an eye out behind us. And, there were a couple guys that came into camp also. And as soon as the guys came in, the movement across from us on the hill bank stopped. It was completely silent, nothing. And as soon as they walked out of camp, the movement and the noise started up again. So, that was a little curious that they were saving all the activity for the women. And, all of a sudden, the movement up on the hill bank just started to get louder and louder. And, oh, you're welcome. And just all of a sudden, it sounded like there was a train coming down the hill through the brush directly at us, just breaking through the brush. And it stopped just short of coming out into the open. And it made no sound, it wasn't roaring or anything like that. It was just rushing directly towards us. And it stopped. And, I'm shining my light in there trying to see it, but that alone was the made. Yep, she had to make her appearance. But as soon as that came down toward us, it's like, holy crap, what is this? And it came down and then it stopped. And then I of course it scared us and startled us. And then I thought, oh crap, he was diverting our attention. And then all of a sudden, I could smell something coming up from underneath my truck. I could smell this sickly sweet scent. And I thought, doggone it. And so I moved up to where the front wheel, the tire, was blocking me from whatever was underneath my truck because I did not want it reaching around and grabbing my leg. And I couldn't do anything because the disabled lady was still there. She was in her vehicle next to me. And I couldn't say anything. I couldn't frighten her or anything else. And I'm just moving quietly off to the side, away from it. And, the other lady who had come in with me to keep an eye out. She said, "Boy, I smell that too." And I told her, I said, that's a Bigfoot underneath my truck. And she didn't believe me, but oh well.
Wow.
But a little bit later, a couple of the guys came back in the camp, and the smell dissipated. But no, that was definitely a what I think Kumbo calls it, a buck puckering moment. Brown shorts moment.
Definitely. That just blows my mind, the size that they are, be it small, juvie or whatever. They
They're
can
that
just
quiet.
get down on the ground and get up underneath a vehicle like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Did you hear anything when it did that?
No. They are so quiet. They really are. I have no idea how they do it, but I could smell it.
It reminds me of the night when I got bluff charged. I never heard them.
No, it had to have been a juvenile. To even I've got it was a 4-wheel drive pickup truck. I don't have that anymore, but to even so to fit up underneath there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's stuck trying to crawl under the damn thing.
You would think so.
You would think.
I think
No, it wasn't me. I normally groan and have a couple of cuss words out whenever I get down that low.
Yeah, I talked to. Excuse me. I talked to Kumbo afterwards, and I asked him, just to double check, that it was what I thought it was, and he said, yeah. As to the one that was rushing down the hill towards us, he said, yeah, that was a juvenile bluff charging you. He said, if it was an adult, he would have broke out into the open. He would have been roaring, and he would have been out in the open. He said that was a juvenile. And it was, and the one who came up underneath my truck, he said that sickly sweet smell, he said that was their breath. He said it was that close that you could smell his breath.
Wow. People tell you that,
I've
Jeff?
never smelled them before.
Yeah.
Never smelled them.
I've smelled them before, the locker room blood, guts, putrid, poop and pee, all mixed together smell. I've smelled that before, out in the woods. But yeah, this was different.
Oh, look, here comes mine.
All the dogs have to make an appearance.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow. Is your local group there, do you guys get a lot of sightings? Do you get a lot of reports come into you from the state of Pennsylvania through your crew?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get a few in. In the springtime, we had a whole bunch come in. And then just recently, we've had a few come in, throughout the state. But, just some, on the most part, it's been, something, finding sign or hearing vocals. I've got a research area that, I've been going to, I guess you could call it a micro research area up in Forest County that I've been going to since 2018. And the people who live on the property, they stay in contact with me and 2 other researchers. And we kind of keep track of what's going on. But there's been a lot going on up there. So there's a festival going on in Forest County in June. So whenever I go up there for the festival, I'll come up a couple days early and check out the area.
What county? That's my next question. What county seems to produce the most reports?
Oh,
And I know
good.
there's a ton of counties in Pennsylvania, but
Yeah. Well, the county with the highest number of reports is Westmoreland County, which is south of Pittsburgh, in western Pennsylvania. That's part of the infamous Chestnut Ridge.
Yep.
But yeah, that area, and there's a few areas that are less well known, but we get more reports from than any of the other ones throughout the state. And so we try to keep special track of what's going on in those counties.
Yeah, I just saw that they updated that map yesterday or Sunday, I believe. That
Okay.
somebody just added something to it because it said edited at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something that I was on the computer looking.
Okay, yeah, George Workman is the person who made that map. He did that a few years ago after mine. I had made up a map before that, but a troll came in and totally destroyed it. Just erased all my work on the map. So
Jesus.
So George came in and he made up this map, the PA Bigfoot Encounters map. And he's done a fantastic job on it. Much better than mine. Mine was a little bit more haphazard, not as organized.
interesting. What's the
We need to make
frequency
a map,
of?
Jerry.
Yeah, one day, maybe one day. Yeah, we need to see a good Maryland map out there for sure.
Yeah.
That one
I've
in
been trying to
Pennsylvania that Ted shot. Sorry, Ted. That Ted had here a couple of weeks ago on the show was awesome.
Yeah,
we
it's
could
the
have
same
spent
map.
another 4 hours on that map going
That's
over
the
everything.
same. That's
Yeah.
the same map.
Anyway, go ahead, Ted.
I tried getting Bill on, but Bill hasn't responded at all or anything. Rigby, I've been trying to get him on, but I don't know what's up with him or not. Is he doing okay or?
I don't know. He's no longer part of Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't even know that. My bad.
No problem.
Wow. How about aggressive, like holy terror Bigfoots from across the state of Pennsylvania, so to speak?
Let me see. They pretty much behave themselves around here. In Pennsylvania, I really haven't heard of anything overly aggressive. Yeah, they'll, of course, they bluff charge you. They'll throw rocks at you. They'll throw sticks or tree limbs at you. But that's, okay. They want you out of their territory. They want you away from their babies and their breeding females. And I can respect that. And I try to teach that also, to everyone else, just respect them, respect their territory. They just want you out of there. They're hunting, or they just want you away from, their babies. But I think the only time that I was really growled at, nothing above that, although I have had rocks thrown at me, I've had tree limbs thrown at me, but I have been growled at, I think twice. One time out in Oklahoma, and then one time in Pennsylvania. But I was just someplace that they didn't want me to be, and the one time I left, and the other time it was like, you got to deal with it, but I'll go away as soon as I can.
Yeah. I guess we're fortunate that they're, we'll call them mild tempered, so to speak, or else it could get really ugly.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess we're fortunate.
it honestly can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are a few reports though. I don't hear them that often of where a paramilitary troop will come in and take over an area, and then all of a sudden there's no more problems with a Bigfoot. But it's not that common that I hear about that. You know, at least here in Pennsylvania. Other states, I've heard a little bit more frequently.
Yeah, I think Flat Rock had mentioned that before, where he lives.
Yeah.
There was a group that showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, while we were down in Land Between the Lakes in April, there was a helicopter that was keeping a pretty good eye on us. You know, he kept flying over and watching us. So I guess he was making sure that we weren't going where we were not permitted to be. And then another friend of mine down in Florida got chased out of an area by a group of guys. And then the other day, he got chased out of an area by a ranger.
It's interesting.
That's not
What are
strange
they?
at
Wonder
all.
what they're hiding. Wonder what they're hiding.
It's either, you know, that you know, there might be a problem Bigfoot in there that they're just trying to keep people away from until they take care of it, or who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. In a way, I guess that's kind of a good thing for us because our defense is zero against them, in my opinion. So,
pretty much, yeah, pretty much. You know, there's things you can do, but not much.
Yeah, just it's like it's the awareness thing, you know, just why everything is so secret, so quiet, and obviously they don't want open season because everybody will go bonkers on them. But
yeah.
And unfortunately, those tables could seriously turn the wrong way.
Yeah.
And the loss of human life would be, I think, pretty high.
Absolutely.
That's just my opinion. But, yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning, whenever I first started my group, we would get a few guys on there, you know, coming in the group saying, "Oh, you know, where can I find a Bigfoot? I want to bag me a Bigfoot. I want to prove their existence." You know, and I said, I told him flat out, I said, you know, if you shoot one and you're lucky if you kill it, your luck will go swiftly downhill because, you know, your friends and neighbors may find your body, your dismembered body, maybe, but you'll disappear. And, you know, they're talking all big shot and everything. Oh yeah, me and my buddies, we're gonna go in there, and no, I booted them out of the group. You know, as soon as I find out, you know what they're doing, what their intentions are, no, I get them out of there.
Yeah, I had copied some information for some Maryland sightings, Harford County sightings here actually, where Jeff and I live. And that particular group that they came from, I did not put two and two together until after the show, wherever Jeff went. Jeff has disappeared, but anyway, Jeff and Ted, and they told me who the group was, and the TV show that they were running, and what their mission was.
Mm-hmm.
Had I have known that particular mission, I would not have mentioned them because I don't believe in it either.
You're right.
You know what their objective is, but I feel bad about that now. It was their content that was reported to them, so it was only right to give them the credit for reading their stuff. But I did not realize who they were, so I do now.
Yeah, they slip in.
Yeah. Flat Rock's got a good question here. Roger's in the house. Look out, Roger Williams in the house. Where'd you go, Jeffrey? Yeah. I just wish I could find out if they killed it or just run them off. I personally believe the first.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave him backstage.
I don't think they actually do. I think they just try to.
Yeah.
When they're when they have all their cameras and stuff out, I don't think they kill them.
Who knows? You know, they tag them at the very least. You know, I've seen instances where I'm 99% certain that they tag them. At least some of them. Maybe not all of them, but you know, they do have some of them tagged.
They come the Hoys over here though?
Pardon me?
I said they come the Hoys from over here though, because they're like Mississippi or something.
Well, you know, maybe not them, but I ran into a group of people. It was mixed men and women in a black SUV. And, you know, they were, and this was right after I'd heard a vocal, and, you know, they came around, and, you know, whenever they found out the Bigfoot had left, they went in the same direction it did. So I thought, okay, you got them tagged.
Steve Lilly is real.
Steve Lilly.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't work well. I guess he kind of works for the government.
Yeah, I'd say the government's probably got a pretty good stranglehold on that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, you really expect us to believe they don't do that?
I think the government knows we know a lot more than we need to know. You know, especially those of us who've had eyeball, Ted, Mary, myself. You know, we've seen it. We know what it is, and albeit a long time ago, but it's something you'll never forget. I promise you that.
No.
Yeah. If he would have
Looks
got
like the UFOs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were out last night.
Yeah, Ted saw some last night.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Pretty far apart. Then they moved closer, and then they just moved north, pretty much.
Huh.
They were stationary. Then they went together like this. Then they went back out, and then they went this way, northbound. That was pretty interesting, though. Like 11:30 at night, sitting outside, smoking and outside, enjoying the beautiful night out.
Yeah.
So, what other states, Mary, have you had the opportunity to work with others, and who all have you had the opportunity to work with?
Oh my
Obviously,
goodness.
we know Kumbo, but
Yes. Yeah, I've been out in Oklahoma with, of course, Kumbo and Chuck Schlobs, and there were a whole bunch of us in that group back in 2017, 2018, I can't remember. And let's see, we dipped down into Texas on that particular trip. But we were right on the Red River, right on the border of Texas and Oklahoma. And we hit up Brown Springs. I'm sure you've heard Kumbo talking about Brown Springs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's an interesting area.
It was very interesting. Very creepy, you know, extremely creepy vibe. But really didn't experience very much there, but we knew that they were there. And that was about it. You know, really, they really didn't do much. It wasn't until we were out of the area out in Purgatory that we really experienced quite a bit. That and the national recreation area. I can't remember. It was around Sulphur, Oklahoma. Yeah,
And
a
you guys
lot.
went to that casino too.
Yes. Yep. We went to the casino. Well, we were on our way back from Purgatory, and we broke down. One of the members of the group, he broke down. So we all pulled over into the casino parking lot, and everybody else got out of their vehicles, and they were helping the guy work on his truck. And there were 4 of us in the one pickup truck, and I was sitting in the back seat behind the driver, and my sister was over, next to me in the passenger seat. Chuck Schlobs was in the front passenger seat, and Dave Counts was the driver. And Dave and my sister really didn't have very much experience. And as soon as he shut off the truck and we were sitting there, they both got on their phones, and they're playing on their phones, texting or playing games or whatever. And Chuck and I, we were more experienced, and so we're keeping an eye on what's going on around us. And so we're just sitting there, and I saw a movement, a figure come running out from between the casino and the building next door. And they came running out across the parking lot. This is 12:30 at night, and the bright parking lot lights are on. It came running out in between the pickup trucks, running across the parking lot, across the highway, and into the woods on the other side. And Chuck hollered. He said, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Yeah." And Dave and my sister, they looked up from their phones. What what happened? But he was running full out all the way
Your
across.
sister doesn't have very good luck with that.
No. But we kept after her so much on that trip that finally the one night she got off of her phone and she started paying attention, and she finally did get a sighting during that trip. She saw one up in a tree. So she had a pretty good sighting.
That brings up an interesting question. Tree versus ground on these things. What do you think is the most common form of where they will hang out? On the ground, probably, in a tree. Youth, older.
Well, from what I've kind of observed, I think it's the younger ones, the juveniles, that they'll put up in the trees, to act as a sentinel or to keep an eye out. Because I think that one night that Debbie saw the one up in the tree, before we got in there, apparently they had a hog hunt going on. They were hunting hogs. And so he was probably up in that tree watching for the hogs.
Waiting to drop down on them.
Yeah. And then he just stayed there until we left, because as soon as the headlights passed them from behind us, he jumped down because the people in the vehicle behind us saw him jumping down, from out of the tree. And, but yeah, that sighting absolutely traumatized her. Yeah, she believed me, and what I had seen, but I don't think it quite hit her, that they were real, until she had her own sighting. But as for the frequency and so on, of ground versus trees, yeah, I've experienced them on the ground more. I've never seen one up in a tree, but yeah, they'll be up in the trees. So pay attention to both. Don't just watch the ground. Look up in the trees too.
Walking or crawling for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
if it starts raining, it's probably not rain.
Only you,
Especially,
Jeff. Only you, Jeff. That's interesting. Anybody's got any questions for Mary here in the chat? Fire away. Put them in all caps. We'll get the question over to her, and don't forget about her book scrolling below on the scroller, available now on Amazon. What I've learned
how
about
many
Bigfoot,
states
50 years
have you been in? Sorry about that. How many states have you investigated?
oh goodness. Let's see. Yeah, I think we had started into that before it kind of got sidetracked. New York, Ohio, of course, Pennsylvania. Oh, jeez, my dog is crowding my
Mine's
yard.
behind my back too.
At least it's your dog and not Jeff behind your back. So.
I got this one.
Yeah, West Virginia. Let me see where else. Of course, Kentucky, Tennessee. A little bit in South Carolina, a little bit, tiny little bit in Florida. I can't stand the heat and humidity, but I didn't have it there. And yeah, Texas, Colorado, a little bit. And I think that's about it so far.
So you've never done any looking around in Maryland then?
Just driving through. I've never actually stopped and did any looking. Just as we were driving through, but yeah, I've spotted a few areas that look very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing a lot about Cecil County here lately.
Okay.
And that borders the area where Ted had his sighting. So that
only a couple miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad grew up in Cecil, and he said that Elk Neck State Forest always gave him the creeps.
Yep. Been down there many times.
And I just talked to recently to a warden that works Cecil, and there's stuff going on there.
Yeah. Now, where is that located in Maryland?
So that would be it borders Chester County, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
A little bit of Lancaster and Chester County.
Okay.
East side of the Susquehanna River. From Harford County, you cross over the river and you're in Cecil County.
Okay.
Pretty much where the Albatwitch Festival is, just go south.
All right. Which reminds me, there's a new festival, Bigfoot Festival, Cryptid Festival coming into Lancaster County in 2025.
Cool.
So I will keep you updated on that.
Where's that one at?
Paradise, right outside of Lancaster.
Yep. Amish country.
Yes. Yeah, I've spoken to our local Amish community here. A couple guys, they were building our deck off the back, off of the back of the house, and I was asking them, about Bigfoot, and they were younger, like in their 20s, and they said they really had never heard of anything like that.
There's probably a different name for it in there.
Yeah, I described it, and I said, well, it could also be known as, perhaps a Albatwitch or hairy man or wild man, and I really don't know what any other name that they would have for it.
They don't talk about it too much.
No,
asking, and you get They stop talking and they walk away until you leave, and then they come back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
So they know.
Oh, yeah, they know.
Yeah.
Drivers, on the other hand, they'll talk all day about it, but the Amish, they don't. Apparently, they believe in, like, if you talk about it, it'll come around the house, it'll hang around the house. I know of one account here in New Holland, Paradise area, of a guy, one of the drivers. I believe he was going down the driveway, and one crossed in front of him there and had like a face off with him. Then it walked away, and then he was coming back out, and it walked out in the same spot and did it again, and then just ran away in the woods.
Hmm.
I want to say that was early 2000s, somewhere between like 2004 and 2010.
Yeah. I'm sure it happens more often than not.
Yeah,
just that they keep it amongst themselves.
the ones down here know what it is, but like I said, they don't talk about it, and they don't want to talk to you after you bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, the two young guys that I spoke with, they denied even hearing anything about it. So, oh well, I tried.
Jerry, did you ever find that Girl Scout camp I was talking about?
Not on the map. No, at the area, I'm pretty sure. It's just a matter if it's north or south of Route 1. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's not.
Is it in PA or Maryland?
No, it's in Cecil.
Cecil County. I'm thinking if you go up to the intersection there where you would turn on 222 to go north, instead of going north on 222, you make that right and go back down in there, and then there's a bunch of open lands down in there.
Mary, apparently there's an area there that a guy that was doing some home improvements for my neighbor was like, yeah, there's stuff that goes on around our area, but we don't really. Apparently all the neighbors have had stuff happen, and it's all around that old Girl Scout camp.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with it. I know the area, but it's not marked as a camp there anymore. So maybe for obvious reasons, I don't know.
Yeah, I need to talk to the guy that's got the Cecil County group. It's I don't know if you ever heard of him, Mary. His name's Michael Burkhart.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a while since I've spoken with him, but I'm
going to talk to him here soon because I'm interested in what they've got going on over there.
Yeah.
Sounds like from what I've been hearing, that area, especially around Elk Neck, and that's a big. Jerry knows where I'm talking about. That's a big park.
Yeah,
that's a big park.
And then you've got Fair Hill.
Yeah,
and then you have Fair Hill,
quite often.
Which my dad's old farm where his uncle raised dairy cows is right along that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's
do you get
plenty of woodlands
reports from that Girl Scout camp?
I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm sure Burkhart probably knows if anybody knows about it. So as soon as I get a chance to talk to him, I'm gonna see what I can get out of that.
Yeah, there was an area that we used to camp out in Ohio. It used to be a YMCA camp, and it was set way down deep in a valley. And you had to drive down this rough road about 1.5 miles to get down in there. And it was very active. And apparently, whenever the kids would come in, to the YMCA camp, there would be something peeking in the windows, something tapping on the walls, and a few sightings. We've had. I know one night it was pissed off at us that we were hanging around the campfire, and it pushed down 4 trees, just wanting us out of there. You know, he he wasn't happy that we were out there, and we said, no, doggone you, we're busy here talking. So
Wow.
Yeah, I just wonder how much of that stuff.
Go ahead, Ted.
I said I just wonder how much of that stuff goes on at the Boy Scout and Girl Scout camps that nobody knows about. I mean, there's 2 big Girl Scout and Boy Scout camps in this area, about 20 miles away from here, and I know that they've probably seen and heard stuff.
yeah,
But I wonder what the connection with kids is.
they're curious about them, you know.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
But you hear about all the time though that they walk up to the window and they go like this, or they try saying "come here" or "come out" or stuff like that, and it's just really creepy.
Yeah, that is a big no, and
check out. I was just getting ready to elaborate to the scout camps that are right here by me.
I was about to say, Jerry.
Yeah, Flight of the Crow, half mile, 3/4 of a mile, other side of 136 is the Broad Creek Memorial Scout Camp Reservation. It's pretty big.
And I'm a mile from that Jewish camp.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
and that's on Cherry Hill Road. There's also
I've heard stories. People hear weird noises coming from that area after dark.
Yeah, there is many reports over here. There's a big lake here in the Broad Creek Memorial Scout Camps, and there's a lot of reports of vocalization over the years here. Mm-hmm. It's been there for an eternity. Big lake, and lots of unknown vocalizations of some sort has been reported over the years from there. So, and you can get to a little spot that I always talk about here, guys, over to there literally by going through the tunnels that go under Route 136 at Broad Creek here, and it's wooded all the way over there. They've got one hell of a passageway back and forth.
Yep.
To go
and
right
the
to the river.
Susquehanna's right there.
Yeah, right to the river. And
get in there.
Perfect travel way. Yeah.
And if you can speak with any of the people at the camps, kind of delicately talk about it.
I've heard stories. Nobody talks over there. So, but it has been reported over the years, and I'm sure some of that's come from Bob
camps.
Chance.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure some of that's come from Bob Chance. I wish he would just answer his messages, but I have a feeling he's just not interested anymore.
He was our local. He was our local guy for years, but he kind of dropped. His name was Bob Chance.
He was a local school teacher here. I went to a seminar he had many years ago here at Slate Ridge Elementary School in Cardiff, Maryland, which is
right on the Delta PA border. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. Oh, sorry.
He's had Bigfoot cat. He had footprint casts. Terrific vocalizations. I mean, his vocalizations just ran and ran and ran with no breaths taken by whatever was making these. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
He's on Facebook. He's still alive. Obviously,
is he?
Retired.
But he's kind of gotten out of the subject, I think.
Yeah.
You get burned out.
He won't talk to you. Yeah.
You get burned out after a while. Quite a few friends of mine who were big time in it, at the beginning, whenever I came in, a lot of them are out because they just get burned out. And, I can understand why, because, every so often I get so frustrated and so wiped out, as to, with everything going on and getting discouraged. I think, I'm just going to drop it. I'm going to leave and, let somebody else take over. And, but no, I can't let go. I can't.
Yeah. That was one question I was going to ask you. How long do you intend to chase, so to speak?
As long as I can.
As long as you can. That's awesome. That's good. Because a lot of people, like you say, do get burnt out.
You do. And, I still find, even whenever I have those moments, whenever I say, no, I just need to step back. Even so, I still watch the woods. I still pay attention, and I still, you get drawn back in.
Oh yeah.
I can't stay away.
Yeah, my head's. I mean, I'm not a researcher by no ways means. Never intend to really be, but I can tell you, my head's always on a swivel since the stuff that's happened here.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
on a
I
swivel.
can't hike
everywhere
anymore.
I go.
Yeah, I used to hike, for, well, I'd hike 7 miles every day. And I can't do that anymore. I can't hike. I injured my leg about 20 years ago, and just can't do it anymore. So I do it smarter, not harder.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When our RV's out, we're getting ready to go to a state park here next month. When that RV's parked, there's audio recorders, there's cameras at all four corners.
Yeah.
Constantly going every night we're there.
And you need to find that ranger that you talked to last time.
Hopefully I run across him again. Yes, I hope so. Yep. Yeah, he wanted to come and talk to me. He said, I'll come by, and I gave him the site number. He goes, I'll stop by. We need to talk. Never came by, dang it.
Yeah, because
he seemed pretty with it and honest and trustworthy to talk to about it. I thought, come to campsite such and such number. I give him the number, and unfortunately, I guess maybe he got busy because they run 2 or 3 different campgrounds here, so back and forth. So.
Yeah, the rangers around here, they won't talk.
I'm thinking that could be a possibility that could have happened to him because there was 2 other ones standing there with him when he said that. Maybe he got cornered and said, "Hey, no."
Yeah, that's what I
could have happened too.
So. Yeah, because a friend of mine up in Canada, she worked for the Canadian Ontario, Canada, equal to the Rangers, and she had quite a few experiences and sightings, and she would go on to podcasts, but she would go under a different name. But after the one show that she was on Bigfoot Crossroads, the morning after, her boss called her in the office and told her to don't do it anymore. Don't talk about it, or else she's going to get demoted, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, she stayed on as my teammate and my go-to for certain. She was a predator wildlife biologist, so I would constantly pick her brains, as to different things. But no, she was demoted, and eventually she retired.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he got hushed. that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I should stop talking about it just in case.
Yeah, they have their ways of discouraging.
I'm sure.
It's unfortunate.
But he seemed really interested to hear what I had to say, and to not show up, I'm sure that's probably what.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. And the lady that was the camp host, just real quick, originally from Arizona, had Arizona tags on her RV that she parked and lived in there. She camp hosted for 3 years here, and this past year, she moved on. She was not the camp host there, but she gave me lots of stories from Ocala, Florida, where she was running a campground down there.
Okay.
And she said, we had signs up in Ocala at that campground for boogers, for Bigfoot. Yes. In
Really?
Ocala. Yes.
Oh, cool.
She said, no joke. She saw the stickers, the signs I got on the windows of the RV. And my wife gets me stuff for every Christmas, something oriented towards the subject. And some of them are 10 signs. And She goes, "Oh yeah, oh let me tell you about Ocala." And I was like, "Ocala? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all ears."
I've gone through that area, and whenever I went through there, I thought, "Oh, this looks nice. It would be a great area for Bigfoot." Oh yeah. I wondered, do you remember the name of that campground in Ocala?
They're cutting now. I don't even think she elaborated to a name. She said it was in Ocala.
Oh,
She didn't give me a name. But she was there. I think she said she was camp host there 2 years, maybe 3, and then she moved up here to Susquehanna State Park here. So, but,
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you where this.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Where this campground is located here in the county, Susquehanna State Park. Jeff knows, and probably Ted even.
Yep.
Prime. It's got to be. There's no doubt in my mind. It's got to be so. But so far,
everything between there and the river where the cabins are,
Yeah, and there's nothing around. It's all woodland. It's perfect. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a few campgrounds that have contacted me about activity, in their park or in the area, and so on. And I really want to get out, but they're so spread out through the state, and I'm one person, and so it's hard for me to get where I need to go.
You need to put Ted to work.
I'm sure the dumpsters are really having trouble, probably breaking into dumpsters all the time.
Yeah,
the folks are pretty open about the subject all around Ocala. I am sure, Pat. No doubt that area is true. Everything I watch about that place is crazy wild, man.
My grandparents had a place in Florida, in Homosassa, which is on the Crystal River, and where their place backed up to the woods. I always thought, yeah, I'm sure. I wonder what's crawling around in there with the hogs and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Easy
My
food
mother-in-law.
source.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many pigs where the old folks like trailer park they had over there. Everybody, had this. There was this one dumpster at the back of the place, and one night I pulled up there to throw trash in the dumpster, and I almost hit a pig with the golf cart.
Yeah,
my mother-in-law she's a snowbird. She lives in Lower Slope, we call Lower Slope, Delaware, and she'll go to Bushnell, Florida. She has a RV spot down there, but it's got a park camper trailer, and just north of the Green Swamp. And of course, she's like, she's from Ohio. She's from Western Ohio, and I keep telling her, I'm going to come down there. We're all going to go down to the Green Swamp. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to step foot in the Green Swamp. But anyway. Yeah, in Bushnell, and that's just south of Ocala. She's between Ocala and the Green Swamp. So
okay.
That would make an interesting week trip or 2-week trip.
Yeah.
Go during the winter season, maybe.
Yeah, that's when she's down there. Yeah, it's during the winter.
Yeah. At least then it's not quite so hot and muggy and miserable.
Yeah, that place blows my mind down there.
It's just dealing with the gators.
And
not too bad where she's at, but and the snakes. That's my biggest holdback.
Yeah.
I don't.
Mary, are there any places in PA that you want to go check out that you haven't yet?
Oh yeah. There's quite a few. Yeah, primarily over in eastern Pennsylvania. I've been over there up in the Poconos, up in northeastern, but there's quite a few other areas that I keep hearing reports of. And I said, I have to get over there. I really have to get in there and check these areas out because the reports are so fantastic, and they're so active, and people getting followed and paced, and hanging around, camp, people camping out in the wilderness and them hanging around, and Okay. Alabama, I got to get in there. I really do. I'm going to have to get down to Alabama.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was talking to Mark Green the other day. I was like, I need to come down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, we
Yeah,
should
it's definitely
stop
on my
here and
bucket
stop
list.
at Greg's. Something will happen in one of the two places.
Yes.
I told Mark, don't be surprised if during one of your campouts or your fire pit things you have there at your place, a Maryland vehicle shows up. It just might be me. So. Yeah, I'd love to go to Alabama. I've been
Yeah.
near there, very near there, but not all the way south.
Yeah.
I've been to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah, I was through there many, many years ago, but just traveling, just as a kid. That's about it. No, I have to get in there because I've got, so many friends there in Alabama, and
There's so much activity there. It's
there
insane.
it really is. It's insane, and I'm getting in there. I'm bound determined.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah, I think you need to have a big camp out somewhere, maybe around Hollands or something like Mark just had, or an area that'll hold a few more people or something somewhere around there. That would be awesome.
Yeah. It'd have to be whenever the weather's cooler because
Yes.
Yeah, Alabama is hot.
I cannot take that heat and humidity. I can't. No.
Greg House said that's why he does most of his, if he has to get into attics for HVAC, he does that shit at night.
Yeah.
Same.
And even then.
Yeah.
We used to do the same thing here.
I've been wanting to go do investigations out in the rain because, I mean, how many people do that out in the rain?
Yeah.
True.
From what
Good
I've been
point.
reading and stuff, they're more active during the rain just because
Yeah, they are.
there's leaves on the ground, they're wet. If the brush is all wet,
It's going to be
you
easier
won't
to
be
find
making any
tracks.
noise.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I used to, because that was whenever I would always have the best chance of finding tracks. And, but it's been years since I've been able to get out. But no, the rain, get out in the rain, get into areas where it'll be nice and muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
not just go there one night and then shut out of there really quickly and make a lot of noise 2 nights and just sit for 2 nights, don't do anything, and then start looking.
Yeah.
Just to make more of a trip out of it, but also to not push anything out.
Right.
Because I'm sure they're just like deer. If there's a lot of pressure in one area, they're not going to come out.
No. Yeah, they'll keep an eye on you, but a lot of places I go to, it's not until the third night that they'll start coming in and actively doing anything around the camp or anything. I think the first 2 nights they'll spend just watching, but the third night is whenever they come in and start making problems.
Whatever was going on when I'm my last camp out, that was like immediately the first night I had something mimicking outside the hammock, and I was like,
yeah,
well, that's early. Everybody tells me it usually takes a couple days, and shit, we're here one night and it's already happening.
Yeah, well, it depends on the individual booger and how determined he is and how playful he is, or if he's mean and nasty and wants you out of there. But it just depends on the individual.
Yeah. I mean, I found the trackway within, was it the second or the third day? I think it was the third day we were there. And it was right over top of the camp. I mean, we couldn't have been in a more perfect location. I mean, we were in a bowl with ridges all around us, and the creek's right there. So when we picked that spot, I was like, yeah, this looks like a good place to get watched.
Apparently so.
And we were the only ones back there. So
Nice.
except for the random hikers that would come through once in a while. They didn't stay there long.
That's cool.
But
So, Mary, you real quick. I'm gonna butt out of the way and let these two guys ask whatever they want to ask real quick. But you have some events coming up in Pennsylvania. You may have mentioned them earlier. If you did, I apologize. Clue us in on dates and where, if you would like.
Okay, let's see.
Let's
The
catch
next,
you off guard.
the next festival coming up is, let me see, June 1st in Fayette County, the Patsy Hillman Bigfoot Festival, and that's in Brownsville, Pennsylvania. Hey, Trent, good to see you. Trent went camping with us at Salt Fork, and he had his first sighting out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, put that on our calendar. We're going Salt Fork.
Salt Fork? Yeah.
Let's go. Come on,
Yeah.
Ted.
Yep. And then June 7th through the 9th is the Forest County Bigfoot Festival. That's in Marionville, Pennsylvania. I will not be speaking at either of these, but Forest County, I will be set up there. I was their keynote speaker in the first year. It's a fun place, good people, big crowd. Let's see, June 22nd is the Bigfoot Barbecue UFO Festival, and that is at the Milton Loop Campground in Dayton, Pennsylvania. That's in Armstrong County. I will be speaking there. Let's see, June 26th through the 30th is a camp out at Prince Gallitzin State Park. That is in Cambria County. And for that one, you'll need to contact TJ Seaman.
Right outside Patton, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, right outside Patton, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's near Trent.
Okay.
Yeah, Prince Gallitzin State Park, June 26th through the 30th. And then let's see, September 19th through the 22nd is another camp out in Tracy Ridge State Park. That's right outside of Bradford, Pennsylvania, McCain County. And we were there last
June 22nd?
No, this is September 19th through the 22nd.
Okay.
Tracy Ridge State Park. A really active area. We had some crazy activity. Well, we had crazy activity at Prince Gallitzin State Park and crazy activity at Tracy Ridge also.
Well, you just went to Prince Gallitzin, didn't you?
Last year. Yeah, we were there last year. I think some friends of mine were camping there maybe a few weeks ago. And October 5th is the Jefferson Volunteer Fire Department Bigfoot Festival. That's in Greene County, Pennsylvania. And I will not be speaking there, which is fine. I think the people organizing that one, they want me to speak at another festival, but it's not arranged yet. As soon as I get the information, I'll let everyone know. But that's it so far.
That's it. That's all. That's a lot. That's great, though. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that community is active. That's good.
Yeah. Starting to line up 2025 now.
Yeah. What do we have in Maryland, Jeff?
Nothing.
Nothing that I know of yet, right?
Yet.
Yeah.
We'll put Ted in charge of it. He could be thinking about when he's holding on the steering wheel going down the highway.
Yeah.
He could be thinking up all these wonderful ideas for meats. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's always the Albatwitch Festival in Columbia, Lancaster County, and Ted, I can't remember the dates for that.
I believe it's October 5th. One year it was October 5th. One year it was like October 13th or 8th or something like that. So it kind of ranges in between the first or second week of October normally.
It's a huge festival and fun to go to.
Yeah,
I highly recommend.
There was like 200 vendors last year or something at it, I believe. We went 2 years ago, sorry. There was like 5,000 vendors or so there, or not 5,000 people or so there.
Yeah, I was there year before last, and it was huge.
Jeff, you and Ted will have to go, and I can't. I have other plans.
Well, I'm going to be bear hunting. Unless.
Well, you're just going to have to pick another week.
Leaving me on.
I already paid for that. Unless
all
you have with our corn picking.
It's all on Ted's shoulders now.
Yeah, okay.
Ted won't be here either. He'll probably be hauling steel girders out west somewhere. So.
At the rate I'm getting rained out, anything from here on out that's pulling tractors, I'm there.
Yeah, Jerry has been rained out 4 weekends in a row.
4 weeks.
Hasn't been able to video anything.
Oh.
No fun. Like I say, we was ready to get started this past Saturday. 20 minutes to go, and boom, we were loading up and headed home.
Oh,
that was Boonesboro, wasn't it?
Yeah, Boonesboro, Maryland. Yep. It happens. It's just the way it is. This Saturday looks good though. We'll be in Virginia this Saturday, so that's another show.
Maybe the rain will come this direction because we could use some more on this damn corn.
We've been getting plenty here. I don't know about 4.5 miles over your way, but
yeah, I don't know what's going on over here.
That's crazy. I can't believe that. We've been getting a ton of rain here.
Yeah, same here. A lot going through, and some microbursts and little tornadoes.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up. Kentucky, Tennessee people, man. Prayers to you all. Arkansas, Missouri. I know you guys have really been getting your butts kicked, and we hope.
Yeah, all prayers going out.
Everybody's doing okay. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, we just had a tornado here last night.
Did you really?
Wow.
Out in Ephrata area, Ephrata, East Earl. It's not that far from Paradise, actually.
Right. Yep.
It's not that far at all. So
would it tear up?
Yeah, a couple roofs and stuff, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a tornado warning from I want to say 8:15 to like 9:30 ish, but just long enough to get everybody on edge. I wasn't too worried about what happened here, but again, everybody was freaking out. It's just like snow down south. Once snow falls down there over an inch, it shuts down. Once tornadoes start happening up here, it shuts down.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, one of the last years I was there, so it's probably been 10 years. And it snowed just a little bit. Schools were closed. This was closed. That was closed. I'm sitting in a hotel room waiting to ride over to the Coliseum to get ready to start filming that night. What had happened between this closures and when I left to go over to the Coliseum, it iced over too. I'm going to tell you what. God. That was a slippery. I'm used to driving in ice, unfortunately, when we have to here. But that was slippery down there. That was really bad. People off the road everywhere. So you could tell they don't get winter weather much here.
Yeah. It's like Texas last year. Nobody knew what to do because it never happens down there.
Yeah. Well, they don't have the equipment, the snow equipment, the plows.
No, they don't have the heating, and they don't have anything.
Yeah, they don't have the salt.
It just doesn't get that cold.
No.
Yeah.
You know, so they
it was a mess. Certainly not like Western Pennsylvania. That's like a walk in the park when you get a snowstorm. So you always it gets a little nutty here in Maryland down here.
Yeah.
For Jeff and I.
Mary, do you have any you got any activity around your house?
Yes.
Oh, not the only one. Thank God.
Well, I don't know what was going on the other night. Did they ever tap on anything around your place?
Not at, I'm in a new house now. We moved
Okay.
over here about 7 years ago, away from the old house where we were getting harassed. And they are here. I've seen the one, probably he's an alpha male. He's a big gray male.
Yeah.
And I've seen him 3 times. And a lot of sign, and a few other people in the area has reported the same one. But no, he doesn't bother me. I want nothing to do. I don't draw any attention to myself. I don't call. I don't do anything to draw their attention. Been there, done that. Don't want to go through that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, not at my home.
So the other night, this is going to sound weird. The dogs have been acting up over here. There's a little strip of woods right across the driveway. Only patch of woods within 100 yards of my house. Actually 200 yards. Everything else on this side's all wide open. And that little strip runs from up by the main section of the farm down the road with all the neighbors' houses and the end of the road. And it's probably like 50 yards wide, maybe. I know the deer use it, but ever since it's greened up, this one and Beretta, my lab, have just been like looking over there, barking at it once in a while, and then just randomly they'll like all set up and look out the. I was like, oh well. It's not a deer because he would have ran off into the bushes after it.
Yeah.
And the other night I just talked to Ted, and I went upstairs and I was laying in bed, and I was acting funny. The thing was about this, I'm texting David Blaylock and Greg House, River Morris, and I'm laying there and I hear a bump on like the front window.
Oh.
And I'm like, what in the? And I'm expecting the dogs to go out, like one of them bumped into something, and I heard it 2 more times.
Huh.
And I'm just laying there going, no, there's no way. Because the dogs never even did anything. Like, and I didn't find anything outside, but.
And it wasn't a bird flying into your window or anything?
Not at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, usually, not always, but usually a dog will react terrified. They'll run in the corner. They'll run to you. Well,
they didn't even come upstairs. That was the other thing. Like, they were all both still downstairs.
Yeah, if it's a Bigfoot, they would react differently.
Yeah.
Because I know mine, she's had her own Bigfoot experience and sighting, and she's absolutely terrified of them.
I feel like sometimes they'll bark at them and sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, if you hear, the crickets and the tree frogs and everything, then they're not there. But as soon as you hear silence, then they're usually around, or there's a predator around.
Just like any other time you spend in the woods hunting, you hear nothing. That means something else is there.
I've noticed that here. You walk outside, and it's like it's awful quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something hanging around then.
Somewhere. I've only had odor one time here. What did you say, Ted?
Said it's almost every day. There's nothing going on. go outside and take the dog out at like 8:30. Everything's alive. You go downstairs, you go to bed. I have to lock the downstairs door, and there's nothing going on. I mean, you can't even hear birds. You can't even hear bugs. I mean, it's that silent that you can hear your ears ringing. That's all you
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, I get that here from time to time. Yeah.
And I mean, just the other night we had something walking in the flower bed out front. We have the river rock down in the flower bed because we're lazy and don't want to have to deal with mulch every year. And I mean, there's been something that's walking across the front flower bed and stuff, and you'll find plants that are smashed in or like bent down or snapped off or anything. And there's stuff that comes up and taps on the windows and it'll sit there and talk or whatever. Jeff knows all about it.
I heard it the one night I was on the phone with you. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's one of those things that where you're barely asleep and it starts happening and you're wide awake now and you can't go to bed. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. I call it a primal fear. Like it's always been there, but I've never experienced it until I have. And now it don't go away now. But kind of like a sixth sense, you can just kind of feel something's off. And I mean, I always follow my gut. You know, if it's something that shouldn't be there, it shouldn't be there, and I don't need to be there. But sometimes I'm dumb and I go out and look. I'll walk all around the yard.
I do that
with my cordless hole puncher with a flashlight on the end. I mean, I've had stuff up in trees, running around the tree. I've had trees ripped up out of the ground and put in the yard, in the middle of the yard, or on the edge of the yard. You know.
Now that is weird.
The tree that it was.
That's not something you normally experience in your yard.
It was the tree that it was a hemlock, and on the other side is all hardwood on my yard. So hemlock came from the softwood side of the yard, which we have in between the houses that neighbors me, and that was ripped out, laying on the other side of the yard, laying right there at the hardwoods. So that was kind of interesting to know. You know, firewood picked up and placed all over the yard. Firewood sitting in random places, like in the bed of one of my pickups. I have two diesel pickups here, and you'll just find wood or like the kids' toys in the bed of your sitting on your hood or above the door or something. And you'll catch glimpses. Like tonight, I heard something really weird going on, but I don't. As long as you don't pay attention, it just stays away. You know, it's when you start going outside looking for it at 1 o'clock in the morning, then it starts happening pretty regularly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you found an upside down tree. Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only found
an upside down tree. Damn.
Yeah, I was talking about that last.
And we had something the other night come through, and it looked like the. We just chipped up a huge tree up here in the yard, and it looked like it liked that because wood chips were all over, and there's a big imprint of where something was sitting in it or laying in it or something. So that's what's going on around here. It's not very active though. But
it just likes to come out night. It's probably a juvenile.
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you need to go here to research. Oh, you need to go here to research." I can just sit out on the patio with a gun and just sit here and listen. I don't got to go far.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're not totally secluded, but we're not like in like a burrow or anything where we're right up against our neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, it's all open cornfields here and valleys and thick woods. And I mean, there's something easily that could come out of stuff. But I mean, just getting back to the tree stuff, they're probably hiding in the trees up here because when you take the dog out at night, he'll start acting like really weird. He'll get in between your legs and he'll just look up at the trees. And like you'll see the branches swaying like this and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm kind of afraid to park the trucks out in the front yard anymore just because of something being out there with me in the morning.
I've got some big ass pine trees in my yard, and I often wonder, I'm like, God, I hope nothing's sitting up in there when I walk underneath them to close the chickens.
Yeah, and you'll, like here, I found a lot of big that are in the yard just snapped off, laying at the base of the tree. I mean, it's that fresh that the sap's still coming out of the tree, and it's kind of spooky. I mean,
Yeah.
when it gets dark here, it gets dark, and
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
it's we do have light pollution here, but it's nothing like being in the middle of Lancaster City where everything's lit up all the time. I mean, when it's dark here, it's dark unless there's a car coming
You
up
don't
the
see
hill.
nothing here. It's
Yeah,
dark.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff?
Except for a couple lights out here around the buildings.
Yeah.
Once you get
Yeah,
out past that.
Yeah, we have one on the outside of the shop, but up here, I'm on the north side of that shop. It's pitch black.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. It's dark. We're out in the country. You know, there's a couple neighbors, but they're down the hill. And one neighbor, he's got a booger light back by his barn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I got one right out in front, overlooking the store. It shines on most of my yard too.
Yeah.
I'm not putting any out. It can come bug me. I don't care.
You know, I often wonder, Jerry. I know Martha Glasgow had a lot more lights around this place when we bought it, and now I'm wondering if it was really for the robbers that stole the equipment, or if it was for something else. Because
you're in that particular.
She had pole lights everywhere. I mean, this woman had more lights on this damn house than.
Well, back then when they lived there, Jeff, honestly, there was fewer housing.
Yeah. There were less houses. This is the oldest house on the road.
Thievery was not a big worry up in here. It really still isn't, but you still get those that come north out of Beemore. We'll leave it at that. And stuff. That, I mean, even though that's quite a long drive for them to get up here, over an hour to get up here.
Oh yeah.
You never know.
But there was a theft ring back in the 80s.
Yes.
When there were some guys stealing stuff, but it didn't go on for very long.
No.
And
now lights were for other reasons, I'm sure. I'm not saying for boogers, but
it's weird because she had. Now this is the other. And I keep thinking maybe she was just paranoid of people, but I'm not sure because almost every one of these doors to the outside has a damn key lock on both sides. Not a deadbolt with a knob, but a physical key.
Yeah.
And she had those. Yeah. She had almost every one of these doors had one of those door stopper like poles up against the damn thing.
Wow.
It was such an ordeal. Anytime she like fell in the house or something, and one of us had to like go in to help her, you pretty much had to like break to get inside because she had it everywhere. She had just had these things all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah, that was just probably her nature. I never really met her, but
she was very in tune with. She was the neighborhood watch commander for the whole road, and
I have heard that
knew everything that was going on around here. So if something was roaming around, she probably spotted it.
Yeah. None of my family's ever reported anything from over there. So back in the day.
If they did, they didn't say anything because those boys were all over these woods.
Yeah. We made it past 9 p.m., Mary. Sorry.
I know. I just saw that
too. Past 9, now we're past 9:30. So.
Yeah. Ted's not asleep yet.
I know. I'm thinking, I should get off.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
probably.
wasn't trying to drag anything on tonight. I don't know what happened.
You're okay. Well, I was about to talk about. There's 101 more questions for her, but I'm not going to.
I know. We're going to do like a part 2 or something later on.
Oh, we went down the road. We'll have her back one for sure.
Anytime.
By then, I'll have this computer set up, and I won't be doing it from my phone because I tried to do that tonight, and I'm going to need Jerry's technical experience.
Didn't I say that earlier? I said that earlier. I come over and set it up for you. But,
you're going to have to because
rub it in, Wendell. Rub it in, Wendell.
What Wendell say?
It's only 8:42 there.
I know, and it's so confusing because if you go to David Blaylock, he's in Oregon. It's probably like 6 o'clock right now.
Yeah,
6:43 there. Yeah.
It's probably 9 o'clock in the morning in Australia. River's probably just having his coffee.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's odd.
Nope, here we go. That's odd again. Ted's got something. Yeah.
Just all the dogs started barking like crazy. That's it. We have like 8 dogs in the neighborhood now that started barking at the same time.
Well, the other night I thought the neighbor's corgi was going to go missing because it was the only thing on the road barking, and I was like, "Oh, Huey, I hope you don't piss off something." I really like that little fella, and he's pretty cordial to me. So I'd be a little upset if something plucked him out of Justine's yard.
Aww.
Yeah, there's been something that sounds like a little kitten squealing out here all night, and then all of a sudden the dogs just went crazy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is, but I'm going to go to bed. I'm not
Yeah.
Here's a weird thing that happened last year. Have you ever heard of anything messing with dead animals and taking them back into people's yards after you took them and threw them away?
Yep.
My neighbor across right here, within like 100 yards of my house, there was a dead barn cat or one of the feral cats. So he picked it up, took it, threw it off in the woods. The next morning, the damn thing's in a different part of the yard. And I'm like, what the hell? So I took it over there and because he wasn't home, and I threw it out in the woods again. Next day, damn thing's back in the yard in a different spot.
Animals will drag stuff around, yeah.
And Tommy's like, can you take this thing? Because I'm starting to, I was like, are we picking up a possessed cat? What the hell's going on with this thing? So finally I took it and put it in a feed sack and took it to the back of the farm and got rid of it in one of our piles. But it didn't come back that time. I was
Well, I've heard
of window. I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, I've spoke with Daniel in the UK. I think he had invited me to speak at one of his events, but of course I can't make it over to the UK.
Yeah,
that's quite a ride.
Yeah, can't make it across.
You've heard of that happening before?
Yeah, I've heard of some farmers around here. They don't bury cows or nothing. They just throw them on a pile and then let the compost.
Yeah,
we cover.
I've heard of femur bones, skulls, and stuff like that. They're down at the pile one day, and now they're sitting people's houses and stuff. And then you go take them back down, then they're back right in the same spot, placed the same way that they found them. I mean, I've heard of whole entire quarters of cows coming back up, in the yard. I mean, this is probably a good 5 to 7 minute 4-wheeler ride, and I mean,
good God.
Yeah, you're right. He is. He's doing a great job. For 14 years old, Daniel's doing a fantastic job.
And where is he? England?
Yeah, Great Britain. Yeah.
Finally, somebody younger than me in this damn study.
Now, what's his show called?
I can't remember.
What's the show called, Wendell?
I'll ask Wendell.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I've heard about it.
But no, it's great that the younger generation, is getting into it, because we need you guys. We need you guys.
I think the people like yourself, like Kumbo, and others that are well respected, have great knowledge of the sport. If you don't take somebody under your wing, and you pass on, the rest of us that are still trying to gain knowledge have nothing. You know what I mean? That's what worries me. Poor Kumbo's had some bad luck lately.
Yeah.
But seems to pull through, thankfully. But I don't know if anybody's really under, his wing to carry his word forward, et cetera, as well as others,
You can learn a lot from that man just by spending the day with him, probably.
Yeah, you really can.
I'm sure Mary's learned a lot from him over the years.
Yes. Yeah, I picked his brains quite a bit, and then what I experienced and learned on my own, I was able to confirm with him. That it was what I thought it was. And no, it fantastic. I wrote him, you gave him, mention in my book, in part of the dedication. I thanked him and credited him, with teaching me, a lot of what I know.
Yeah.
Sure. And speaking of that book, it's been scrolling across the bottom of the screen the whole show. Get over to Amazon. What I've learned about Bigfoot, 50 years and counting. There you go.
There it is.
Yep. And I have to scoot over there and get a copy of that myself and add it to my little bit of a growing collection so far. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check into that.
Jerry and I are starting to collect books at this point.
Yeah, starting to get at that age where sitting back in a nice easy chair with the air conditioner running or the pellet stove running, reading a book sounds more comfortable than going out and raising hell anymore. So
you don't have to go far to find anything to get into.
True, that's very true. Especially
Barton, I can highly recommend Barton Nunley, his books, and
he's got books too.
Yes, yes, he does. Oh. Look on Amazon, and Russell Easterbrook.
Mm-hmm. Russell who?
Yeah, Russell Easterbrook. Yeah, I highly recommend his also.
Okay, perfect. There you go, Jeffrey.
If ever writes a book, it's gonna be like 12
he's working on it. He's supposed to be working on that. Yeah, he's supposed to be doing that, but we'll see.
Kumbo. Yeah, Kumbo. He better get a book out. I tell you,
he should.
He's written quite.
He's lost more information over the years than he's probably accumulated.
Yeah. He's written most articles, and I have his articles in my group in the files section, with his permission. And so get in the file section. Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project.
I'll have to do that.
Yeah. Wendell does it the easy way, right? I just watch YouTube and ride in the woods. There you go, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, once you figure out what you're looking for, it ain't hard to find.
No.
Not really. They come find you.
That's the thing. You ain't got to do nothing. You're in the right spot. They'll come to you.
Yeah. Like Ted, if I wanted to, I could just stay right here at home and research here from home. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you learn more if you travel around to all the other areas and learn about the different Bigfoot in their specific areas, and you can compare their behavior to what's going on in your home territory. And you learn a lot more.
Well, my thing is between work and home life. I mean, I'm never here on the weekends, and I'm barely here at nights.
Yeah.
So I barely have time to get out anymore. But I mean, I got really burned out on the subject for a good year and a half.
Yeah.
When I stepped down out of my president chapter lead there in Lancaster, New York, You know, I was just really burned out and
Yeah.
didn't really have any time for it. I mean, life got in the way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but now I'm slowly getting back into it. Jeff brought me back into it.
Good.
So we can blame Jeff for all this mess.
Oh my goodness, you have no idea.
Yep. Sometimes you need that fire lit underneath you to get it going again, and you say, "Hey."
Yeah, I'm going to definitely start going out and spending more time on the back of the farm, just sitting around,
Watch out, that
trying
cat's
to
out
put
of the screen
myself in a
actually.
spot where, you know, they can kind of watch me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just don't ride your tractor.
No. And I probably won't be too far from the vehicle either, in case something starts moving. And practicing my coonbo maneuver. You know?
Get us a camping spot set up over there sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got
I'll
a
make my
spot.
way down.
I might make another spot that makes me a little more vulnerable to interactions.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a camp out coming over there, so.
Yeah, good. I'll come down.
I would have thought about setting up a fake campsite back there.
Yep. You can try that.
Yeah, can't hurt. Well, guys, I'm going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm heading out.
Good night.
Yep. We appreciate you coming on, Mary. We'll have a
bathroom.
part 2. Hold on, Jeff. We'll have a part 2 for you. And by all means, again, get over to Amazon, get her book.
Yep.
Support Mary and all her ventures. And she's put a lot of effort into this. We'll call it a lifetime of effort, really. And just do our part and support her. And just keep this Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project going. For sure. So, thank you for coming on, Mary. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one, Mary.
You too.
Okay,
Good night,
goodbye.
Mary.
Good night.
Bye.
You guys, next week we have let's see, we have Harley Owens scheduled for next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jeff or myself will check with him again, but and hopefully we can get in touch with Mr. Renner and maybe get him in here soon too. Like get him scheduled. I'm ready to learn about the South Switch stuff.
Yep.
Oh man.
And Jerry and I are going to be doing some studying on Goat Man, and
yeah, it's crazy.
Some of the
little bit of stuff that I read about that. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Right here in
There's
Maryland.
a dog man sighting right here within like 4 miles of the house. So
yeah,
I got to look.
Closer yet here. Yeah, it's just right down this road, literally right down the road.
Hidden Valley. Who the hell would have thought of that place, Jerry?
Yeah,
but I can see why something would be in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places here. I mean, this place is. There's still a lot of rural ground that no one goes into.
No.
With as much housing developments as we have now, there's still pockets here that something could be. And maybe that amount of activity with, people building houses is the reason why these things are, they're getting pushed out.
Getting them flushed out.
And they're probably not very happy about it.
No doubt. They're around.
So
the more you dig, the more you find. It's pretty interesting.
And I think though with the loss of habitat we're going to see more. It's just like when they started building all those houses up on 165, all the damn foxes started coming here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going after the chickens.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But,
Ted, I have never had any carcass pieces like that show up anywhere. But my neighbor down the road on Troy Road, I told Jerry about that. He's got bones that are going missing out of his pile that he had buried.
It don't take long. We used to bury stuff here in the yard, and it wasn't. I mean, they'd be dug up and out of the ground, but I mean, it could be whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, it happens. I've seen stuff dug up here to be buried.
I'm gonna head off and go to bed. I'm sitting
Yep.
falling
I'm
asleep.
gonna go take these
Ted,
dogs out to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, Ted, you be safe in your travels, buddy.
I will try to be.
Keep in touch, and
Oh
hopefully
yeah,
we'll get to have you on with us next Tuesday. So
I'm hoping so. Depends what it looks like.
you guys hang tight here real quick. I'm gonna go and play this outro, and thanks for coming in. Active chat tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
And,
Thanks everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
We appreciate
Hopefully, I'll be able to get in the chat next week if I can fix this damn computer.
It's interesting. Like I say, last week we were down on hits and stuff, obviously because there was confusion from the first show and the second show and which channel it was going to be on. But everything finally linked together, and we finally got the Mason Dixon Cryptids Facebook page linked in to this video stuff now. So it's finally all coming together. So give it time. And again, next week at this time, we know of Harley Owens will be here with us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So check it out.
Do I need to double check with him tomorrow, or do you want to?
Either or. That's fine. He told me it would be Tuesday after next, which would be next Tuesday. So, but yeah, we'll double check with it for sure. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and close out here. Thanks everybody, and hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday with Harley. I'm sorry, next Tuesday.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.